Hello, welcome. It's Susan Taylor Shire, and we are mastering being guided by your soul and the beautiful heart that brings your soul forward. Nature seems to be able to do that so easily. Now it's our turn to get up to snuff with that. So let's talk about this wonderful thing called abundance and just the opposite, which is part of what we're working with in this world at this time. I will remind you, we are still on what we're calling sacred pause. That is part of what this pandemic is bringing forward. Yes, it's bringing forward horrible deaths, and I'm not downplaying that, but at another level, we have to see what else is being brought forward during this time that we can utilize for Spirit's purposes. And in the midst of this pandemic is an economic hardship, which has been tremendously impactful for probably virtually everybody at some level. There's a pressure, there's a constriction, there's a sense of scarcity that's around. And part of what we're doing is moving out of an old world economic order into a new one, which could sound very profound and wonderful. And it's like, where the rubber hits the road is we're having a really hard time financially, most people, for sure. So how do we work with that spiritually and therefore in a very practical way? All right, so how do we turn this economic hardship into a new place of creation in the new world, which relates to abundance? Okay, it could either be a millionaire mindset, adapting a new millionaire mindset. No, I don't think so. I don't think that's the whole picture. Because that's a mindset, and that's not enough. Or it could be hoarding food, putting money under the mattress. It's a thought, and if it works for you, let me know, please. The other is a little more all-encompassing and something that you can do deliberately throughout your day to change your whole view of life, your economic status, and this whole field of bringing in great abundance, which we know is the true way to live. And that is what I call being in love with life itself. Let me give you a little bit of an example of what that might mean, or a way to get there. Being in love with life itself. Why could that be helpful? Well, really, all we're doing these days is bringing ourselves into a place of being able to receive the incredible light that's coming in. On a daily basis, it's getting bigger and fatter and wider and denser, all this light that's coming in. So our capacity to receive it is really all we need to do, because that is the field of abundance, that light that's pouring in everywhere. The flowers are receiving it. They're not on constriction going, oh my gosh. No, they're feeling what's coming in all the time. So we've gotten ourselves into a little bit of a pickle, to say the least, over many, many years. So how do we turn this around to be in love with life itself? Bruce Lipton talks about the honeymoon effect, which is when two people fall in love, the honeymoon effect goes into play and everything feels brighter and lighter and wonderful. There are no holes, there are no lacks, there's no sense of we have no money, we have no this, we have no that, we have no time, we have no space, because we have love, right? Yeah, it's like been scientifically proven that it changes how we look at everything. So why can't we be in love all the time? Why do we have to wait for that magical moment that's only there for a few months? Theoretically, I'm not saying that's true, that it goes away with everyone. But what I'm saying is we have to have a mechanism from the inside out to be in love with life itself. Okay, now being in love with life itself, yes, does include others. It's cooperation, collaboration. It's all the feeling that we have of compassion and connection with others. Absolutely. But it starts inside. All right, so let's talk about the economy and abundance. Remember, What you are seeking is seeking you. So if you are wanting abundance in life, know that the abundance of life is seeking a place in you. And this goes back to receiving and being in love with life itself and receiving it. How do we do that? Let me give you a sweet example of what's going on right now. There's something called Chefs for the Poles in the United States. And this relates to the World Central Kitchen. World Kitchen Central. sorry. I apologize. I think they are incredible. They've been making meals from different restaurants, chefs all over the country because of the pandemic. And now they're taking food to the polls so that people who are standing in line for a long time will be fed and taken care of. That is love in cooperation and collaboration, and a springing forth from the heart that is helping with the economy. Isn't that amazing? How the heart and soul of people in collaboration from love can actually help the economy. You could say, well, it's just giving them a meal. It changes the whole trajectory of feeling nurtured, fed, feeling stronger about speaking out for what you value, which relates to voting in this Chefs for the Poll movement right now. It relates to the feeling that your life is abundant and you have what you need and you are thriving. That is an inside piece, okay? So these chefs and restaurants are all feeling that, so they're passing it on to the others so they can feel the same way. All right, so what you are seeking is seeking you. So in every moment when you're feeling a shortage, do not compound the shortage or the lack, whether it's time, space, money, love, whatever you're feeling the lack of. I want you to go in and feel that whole, H-O-L-E, whole. Feel the whole when you're going, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed, I don't have enough time, and then you get all constricted. Go a little deeper and feel the whole of something that feels like it's lacking. Something is lacking, okay? And we're going to change whole, H-O-L-E, to holy place, H-O-L-Y. It's a creative void in there, in that moment, in that space, in your heart and self is a creative void. So the law of the universe is let there be light in any creative void in any moment. So if that void in you is seeking to be filled with life as light and light as life, then know that life is seeking a place to come into you to create abundance. So it's going to take some discipline because the old world order of economy is if we're in a depression, you need to hoard food, you need to do this, and you need to survive and make it work. Cut. We got to change all the systems, don't we? So what you want to do is just keep checking in. Am I feeding life inside me? Or am I screaming about the hole that's there? H-O-L-E. Am I supporting life and making the sacred pause of that very nanosecond in my life be a holy moment to say, let there be life. I want to be in love with life itself. And in every moment, we can put attention on the life that is moving. We all know those incredibly tragic times that we have in life where someone will say to us, just keep breathing. Because that is life energy, and it tells the universe that you are saying yes to life and yes to, therefore, abundance. So, in this time where we're all pledged to change the world, and we're speaking now about the economic hardship in the world, we can do something about that. We can support life in every moment. We not only have what we need, but it's a holy moment, a sacred pause within to create, let there be life. and know that what is I am seeking is seeking me, and that is life, infinite possibilities, abundance, all creation. It's here for us, and it wants us to thrive. So I support you in complete survival movement into thriving, absolute thriving, and each moment being a holy expression of you receiving the light, which is our divine mission at this time. Much light and greatness of life to you, being in love with life itself.